This afternoon, the Pirates are at Wrigley Field here in Chicago today. The series finale, the Pirates and the Cubs here, and a chance for the Pirates to win their second road series of the season. And it's good enough to play too. The weather is so much better here today, finally spring-like, as we got baseball for you here on this Thursday afternoon. And welcome into the booth. Joe Block and John Wayner with you here this afternoon as the Pirates took one on the chin yesterday, but a chance to win the series here today. And a lot of what we've been talking about with the Pirates so far this season has been their offense. And could it be sustainable? We got to find out.
It's been fun to watch this offense. They're up there scoring runs, and they've been, I would call, selectively aggressive. You look at the way they've been going about their business, the on-base percentage at .352, led by Polanco and Marte in walks, by the way. I think that's interesting. They're not swinging and missing. They're not striking out. They're working the opposing starting pitchers. Fewer than 5 innings pitched by the opposing starters, and obviously you see their 5 players with 5 or more walks. It's fun to watch because they are up there ready to hit, but they're not just free swinging either.
And if they're going to be a better offense, you know, what has changed? Well, one of the changes has been Corey Dickerson, an all-star last year, now in the lineup, and he has been swinging a hot bat 6 games in a row with a hit.
Not as selective, but very aggressive, Corey Dickerson, and he's done a great job, and he fits in nicely in that 5th spot. A guy that goes up there ready to hit, has a great game plan, can hit the ball out of the ballpark, and he's been hitting with runners in scoring position, which I think is key. Anytime you can have a guy batting behind Josh Bell, Gregory Polanco, they're going to get those opportunities. And you can see here Corey Dickerson, 12 for 25 in his last 6 games. He's hitting for extra bases, the doubles, the home run, and most importantly for me, the RBIs in that 5th spot.
Yeah, the Pirates have really had some good clutch hitting so far. And look, the Cubs are a good baseball team too, and they had some big hits. So far in this series, Javier Baez is leading the way. He's got 4 home runs already, and he doesn't get cheated with that swing.
Another guy that's very aggressive, and we're getting in bad counts against Baez, and when he gets a head in the count 3-1, you throw him a fastball, he's going to try to do this. It's a big, wild swing that he just wants to hit home runs. 3 of those on fastballs, a head in the count, the other one on a curveball that was left up middle of the plate. He's locked in right now. We've got to be careful, hopefully get ahead of this guy and just feed him a steady diet of breaking balls.
We'll see if he can try to limit the Cubs a little bit. That'll be falling on the shoulders of Trevor Williams this afternoon, one of the best at limiting home runs. Good pitching matchup here today. The Pirates and the Cubs from Chicago here in the series finale coming up. this afternoon, and so very difficult for the pitchers, but Trevor Williams, since his second career start, the best at limiting home runs in baseball. We'll see if that plays out here today. And so far this season, Trevor Williams has been quite effective, and he's, not averse to letting you put the ball in play either.
No, I mean, he relies on his movement and his deception, and he wants you to hit the ball on the ground for the most part. And I think he's done a real good job of that. A great opening start for Trevor Williams, where he didn't allow a hit through 6 innings, keeping guys off balance. His last start gave up 10 in just 5 1/3, but he was, the command. He was in the strike zone a lot more, a lot of weak contact, 4 infield base hits. And so he's been doing a great job, I think. You look at the numbers, a 1.59 ERA through 2 starts, 2-0. Not great numbers against the Cubs, an ERA just south of 5, but he's pretty good in day games, a 2.73 ERA in 15 games played under the sun.
Now, he pitched the cold weather before, and a nice day today. Maybe we'll see that pitch count stretch out and try to limit how much the Pirates have to use the bullpen, which so far, there's no denying it. It's been the worst in baseball. Yes,
and they haven't been overworked. The fewest innings pitched in the National League, it's just 38 1/3. But sometimes wild, sometimes too many pitches in the strike zone, too many hittable pitches, sometimes bad luck. I thought Tyler Glasnow had some tough luck last night in giving up the 4 runs, but they got to find a way. Especially, it helps when the starter can go deeper in games, to where you're getting in that 7th, 8th, 9th inning, guys, the back end of the bullpen, because it's really been a struggle before the 7th.
And now let's introduce our third member of our broadcast team, Robbie Inspakowski. Hey, Robbie.
Well, Joe, George Contos grew up about 20-25 minutes here from Wrigley Field and spent many days down here as a kid. But he grew up a lifelong Cubs fan, experienced a lot of ups and experienced a lot of downs. So I took the question to him. What exactly was life like growing up as a fan of the Cubbies?
It was tough. It was a lot of fun. Though it was. I've seen a lot of Cubs games. I saw Sammy hit 61 and 62. I was at the game. I watched Kerry Wood's 20 strikeout game. I was outside the stadium with the Steve Bartman incident. It was my freshman year of college in 03. The fall of 03, I was outside. I was on Waveland when that was going down.
And on Tuesday, Contos was able to add to that list of memories at Wrigley Field, taking part in his first ever opening day here at the iconic ballpark. And how about the way he has pitched here at Wrigley Field? He's thrown 9 innings, he's given up just 1 run, and opponents have hit just 179 against him. Hopefully we see him here this afternoon. We've got a lot more coming your way from Wrigley Field before first pitch between the Bucks and the Cubs. But first, we go back to Rob and Michael in our North Shore studios. Rob, what do you have for us?
To have baseball weather. Spring has sprung here in Chicago as it has back home, and Kyle Hendricks will get the ball for the Cubs today. Very quietly, one of the best, most effective pitchers in baseball in his career.
It's pretty amazing for a guy that averages 87 miles per hour with his fastball could be so good. Led the National League a couple years ago in ERA. 409 so far this year. The command hasn't been as good. He's walked a few guys, a few more than he's used to. Gave up 9 hits his last time out. A couple of 2-run homers against the Brewers, counting for those 4 earned runs against the Pirates. He's been incredible. 21 punch-outs, 3-0 in his last 3 starts. Likes to pitch here, but he likes to pitch anywhere. He's a guy that he'll throw pitches that look like strikes to end up balls. He'll throw balls that end up being strikes, and so very crafty. And really, this year he's throwing about 2 curveballs a game, so it's all fastball changeup.
And the first batter that he'll face this afternoon is Adam Frazier. He'll get a start, and Pirates have had a good problem, right? They have to try to find a way to get Frazier in the lineup.
You have a good bench, and these guys are all capable of playing every day. And we saw last night Sean Rodriguez, Dave Freese got into the lineup. So today it's Adam Frazier's turn to get back into that customary leadoff spot where he hit so much last year, 260 in 2017, but he gets on base at a 334 clip, a very strong finish to last year. He's a table setter. He's a guy that just can flat out hit, and it's important for these guys to get at bats. Clint has to find a way to get them in there, and everybody's healthy, and so it's a little more difficult, but it's nice to see those 2 guys, or this guy and the other 2 last night, getting in the lineup for a change.
I'm looking forward to the pitching matchup today. Hendricks for the Cubs, Trevor Williams for the Buccos. Winner takes the series. Pirates and the Cubs from Wrigley Field coming up next right here on AT&T Sportsnet.
Sportsnet is brought to you by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. And by Day Automotive. We're gonna make your day. Let's go Bucks!
Should be a great ball game here today. They're taking the L on the way in to Wrigley Field, and it's great to see the Pirates flag atop the NL Central here in the early going. Cubs got him last night, but the winner will take the series. Think about it, the Pirates second half of last season after the All-Star break, they won 1 road series. They've already swept 1 and have a chance to win a second one already in their second road series of the season here in Chicago. No easy task against the Cubs, but they got a chance here today.
You figure on the road, I mean, you like to win half the games. In your division, I think you have to win at least half the games. I know it was kind of a strange thing when the Pirates won 98 games in, what, 15? I believe they had a below 500 record in the Central, which is very unusual, and that probably won't happen again, somebody winning that many games with a losing record in the division, but it would be nice to win one today.
And the RAV4 lineup for the Buccos: Adam Frazier top of the order with Polanco and then Marte. Josh Bell cleaning up. Corey Dickerson slides back in to that 5 spot. Francisco Cervelli hits 6th. Then Moran, Mercer, and Trevor Williams will bat 9th for Clint Hurdle's Buccos today. Black tops for the visiting Pirates, who will pack up and head to South Florida, take on the Miami Marlins in a 3-game set. But first, they got to get through Kyle Hendricks.
Yeah, just threw a couple of starts, 11 innings, a couple of homers, and that may be a factor today with the wind blowing out. 4 walks, 6 punch outs. Doesn't normally strike out a bunch of guys, but he has had some pretty good games against the Pirates with the strikeout. But you want to make sure you get the ball in the strike zone against Kyle Hendricks.
And he will use his defense this afternoon, the Honda defense for the Cubs, with Kyle Schwarber out at left, Ian Happ back in center field, and the Gold Glover Jason Hayward in right. Bryant, Russell, Baez, Zobrist at first, with Rizzo on the disabled list. Victor Caratini, the rookie catcher, 9th career start. Behind the plate, the Cubs minor league player of the year, backing up Contreras. Look at his first start catching in the series. And as we detailed earlier, Javier Baez, two home run games in this series. And as you point out, Rock, just some favorable hitters counts, and he'll take a big rip and see what he can get.
Yeah, he's a guy you almost want to be able to throw breaking balls for strikes to get him kind of off the fastball a little bit, maybe pitch him backwards. But you know, there's a lot of times we'll come here to Wrigley Field and Baez isn't out because he's out of sorts. But man, he's locked in right now. You have to be careful with him.
Hendricks making his first start at home. Of course, the Cubs had not played here until this series. Pirates spoiled the opener. Here's Adam Frazier to start things. And we're underway on a Thursday afternoon at Wrigley.
See there, didn't get that first pitch called a strike, did Hendricks, but the second one right on the corner at the knees.
How difficult is it for Frazier, who has had very little time in the box? You know, that maybe that first at bat, right? Does it get easier the second time up, or?
It's normally difficult for any bench player when they're not getting regular at bats to be successful. But Adam Frazier, since he's become a Major League Baseball player, has been really consistent with inconsistent playing time.
Which I would imagine is kind of unusual for a young player, right?
Very difficult. Whether you're a veteran and only getting a couple of starts a week, 3 or 4 a month, it's just not easy to do. You can't replicate game speed.
And he's worked the count full.
But it does help to get a number of at-bats instead of just a pinch hit appearance. But to get 3, 4 at-bats, you get more and more comfortable with each at-bat.
Roll to Bryant. Morgan bat to start. And let's look at our AARP take on today player profile. And for Gregory Polanco, having some success against the Cubs starter, .409 with a home run. He's cleaned up against Hendricks so far.
You saw with the location, even just the first at bat of the game against Frazier, you know, staying outside that strike zone, nothing in the middle of it, everything around the edges of it. even a 3-2 changeup that looked like a strike coming in and faded out of the zone.
Set out toward right and deep, and Gregory Polanco has done it again. His 4th home run of the year. 1-0 Pirates.
And again, we talked about it in the open. When he makes a mistake in the middle of the zone, you have to capitalize on it. There's not very many pitches that are going to be in the heart of the plate, and this one was elevated outer third, and Polanco with those long arms has hit a couple of those pitches out over the plate deep into the seats.
Baseball's RBI leader coming in. He's having another. .440 feet on StatCast on the home run.
Oh, yeah, that ball took off. And like when you leave a pitch thigh high outside corner, a guy like Polanco with those long limbs, it's like down the middle for him.
What a great start to the season for Polanco. And a great start to the game. Pirates with an early advantage.
Again, there's the location. You saw where the catcher's mitt was, down around the knees. So when you see that catcher's mitt come up and you're not throwing very hard.
Good look on our Allegheny Health Network Supermo. Provide that for you all afternoon long. Marte homered back in the opener of this series. And away fastball there at 89.
I'm guessing Starling didn't pick this ball up very well out of the hand. That pitch out of the zone from the moment it left Hendricks' hand. But again, pitches around and outside the strike zone, not in the middle of it.
And now Josh Bell, who has seen some of the fewest pitches in the zone of any hitter so far in the young year.
And there is a curveball. Hasn't thrown many of those this year.
Something that Hendricks talked about in the spring that he feels better about. That pitch, usually, as you detailed, just a once in a while get me over first pitch strike type pitch. We'll see if he uses it any differently than that today.
Threw the curveball 8% of the time last year. 2.3% of the time this year. So assuming he's thrown 100 pitches each start, that gives him pretty much 4 curveballs.
New pitching coach Jim Hickey came over from Tampa Bay. And he used to work with the Cubs manager.
Blow wind.
That one sent out deep toward left center. Schwarber will snare it. Pirates start off with the score on a long home run by Polanco. 1-0 for Trevor Williams. Home run to right center. Putting the Pirates ahead early. 4 home runs already for Polanco, and now the Cubs. Here's their 9 today. Ian Happ back atop the order with Chris Bryant, and then Ben Zobrist with Rizzo on the DL. Then Schwarber, Russell, and Caratini. Javier Baez, 4 home runs in the series in 2 games. Jason Hayward bats 8th in front of the pitcher Kyle Hendricks.
Trevor Williams will make his 3rd start, 2-0, 159 ERA, and a little bit like Kyle Hendricks in that he relies on location, a little bit of deception, late movement.
Throws harder than Hendricks. Hendricks probably has some of the best pinpoint command in baseball, but Williams is no slouch in that department.
No. And he averages just under 90 miles per hour so far this year, Trevor Williams.
And Happ sends it through the middle. I think that'll probably tick up today with the weather. He pitched in some real cold conditions the first 2 games.
Didn't miss Trevor Williams by much, and right underneath him. Hard hit ball.
Not afraid to pitch to contact. We'll see some ground balls. Some get through. Some get scooped up.
Yeah, I don't know how many pitchers think of it when they release that ball and they're 55 or so feet from home plate. It has to be scary when that ball's coming back. Obviously yesterday, well, not obvious, but if you haven't heard, yesterday Jordan Zimmerman got hit with a line drive that they said was 105 miles per hour off his jaw. It's pretty scary. And from what I heard today or read, just a contusion, which is amazing.
Same thing happened to Jameson Taillon a couple of years back. He hit off the back of the head. And same exit velocity off that line drive, and ended up continuing to pitch, which was amazing how that works sometimes.
Remarkable. Lucky.
Putting the ball in play, I mean, you know, if you're hitting ground balls and they get through, you don't feel as bad about that. And Stephen Brault yesterday felt fine until the home run, but he fell behind in counts. Williams does a better job of right now in his career getting ahead of hitters and getting softer contact.
And for the most part, Trevor Williams again doesn't have quite the movement of Hendricks, maybe not quite the command of Kyle Hendricks, but he does a good job of when he makes his mistakes, he makes his mistakes out of the strike zone, not in the strike zone.
Get him in a rollover right there, changing speeds. Staying ahead of Bryant, and you know, you think about we now know a lot about exit velocity. This is against the fastball, and Hendricks very low exit velocity. This is since the beginning of the previous season, from 17 on. You see Taillon very high on that list too. Trevor Williams among all the leaders among starting pitchers in baseball. Guys just don't hit the ball very hard against him. That's why he limits home runs, as does Taillon.
And those guys, again, I think a lot of it has to do with movement. When you're going as a hitter to swing at the pitch and you think it's going to be in a certain area, and that late movement moves the ball to either the end of the bat or, you know, down near the label of the bat, and so you're going to get less exit velocity. The ball's not hit as hard.
Bryant has fouled off 5 in a row.
I mean, and some folks might think, oh, well, he doesn't throw that hard. That's why the exit velocity is less. I don't believe that. Jameson Taillon throws plenty hard, and he's on that list for a reason. It has to do with movement and missing the barrel of the bat.
Taillon on the right with Chad Kuhl. 2-2. But again, missing in and missing off the plate, not missing out over the plate very often. Ray Searage undoubtedly likes that. Don't cave in. But he's not a nibbler either, too. I mean, you know, I think there's a fine line there. After 5 fouled off in a row by Bryant, he's taken 3 wide ones to bring the count full.
We'll see what Trevor Williams opts to do here. You have to assume Happ will be moving on the pitch. Does he stay with the fastball?
Happ stayed put. A little surprised by that too.
Now you do have a guy in Bryant who does strike out his fair share.
Zobrist next. This will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. 5 fouls, 3 balls, and another foul. Happ goes.
Oh, where's the pitch?
And I thought that was a strike, but it's called a ball. Wow.
That's a double play right there. I mean, man, what a bad time to miss a call. I mean, that pitch looked to be right at the knees on the outside corner. Perfectly placed fastball. And a strong throw from Cervelli. Man, you can't miss that pitch. I mean, that's a unfortunate missed call for the Pirates. Trevor Williams.
Jesus behind the plate, young umpire. And instead of 2 outs and nobody on, now 2 on and nobody out. And the crew chief Tom Hallion today. Well, now Williams has got to get a double play ball. .314 start for Zobrist, playing over at first base.
Yeah, you could sit there and say, oh, makeup call on that first pitch. It was off the plate away, but
base runners.
It's hard to have a makeup call when you just negated a double play.
Now test for Williams here early, working with a 1-0 lead. Zobrist playing over at first for the 2nd time this series. His first starts at first in 8 years, with Rizzo on the DL for the first time in his career.
Back-to-back changeups had Zobrist out in front. Rizzo, first time, right, in DL in his career. Did you say that?
Yeah, he had some back problems 4 years ago in September, but with the rosters expanded, didn't have to go on the DL. A few days off here and there because of it. Never a DL stint until now. 2-2 on Zobrist, 2 on, nobody out. I think that's foul. We see a lot of foul balls from Williams too. So now you talk about pitching to contact, but you know, if you don't get that swing and miss very often, sometimes you can run up that pitch count too,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, what a great at bat from Chris Bryant. 10 pitches. Now Zobrist seeing a lot of pitches as well.
Well, one of the things the Pirates value isn't so much the strikeout, but can you retire the batter in 3 pitches or fewer? And that's kind of how they gauge success from a pitcher.
Well, again, the more you're in the strike zone, the more likely you are going to get earlier contact and retire hitters in 3 pitches or less. But sometimes the hitter doesn't cooperate and they waste those pitches.
Especially a good lineup like the Cubs.
A lot of times, not like the hitter's trying to foul the ball off.
3 fouls in this at bat.
Certainly Zobrist, there's 3 pitches in the middle of the plate this particular at bat. He's not trying to foul those pitches off. It just, again, sometimes it has to do with the pitcher's stuff. I think, you know, I think of Tyler Glass now and the way he's pitched at times. I mean, he gets swings and misses, obviously in minor leagues, AAA. Up here, he gets a lot more foul balls and less contact because his stuff is so good.
And underneath it, on the 8th pitch, there is an out. Well, now you do have a guy coming up that is a swing and miss type guy with possibility of getting a double play ball as well. Williams can salvage this inning without hopefully the at bat going too long here. A 10-pitch at bat for Bryant, an 8-pitch at bat for Zobrist, and now Kyle Schwarber. Slimmed down a bit, has good power, of course. 30 home runs last year. We talked about the Pirates' clutch hitting, how it's been among the best in baseball here to begin the season. The Cubs have, not only this year, but in recent years, even their World Series years, struggled in that department. Well, we'll get one, and that will be it.
Looking at Kyle Schwarber and knowing he's a guy that hits a lot of home runs, a lot of power. So far this year, hitting a lot of ground balls, and so you got the ground ball, was hit hard, just not quick enough, or not able to turn that particular. It's always harder, I think, from first to second, back to first. It's always a difficult double play to turn.
So Happ moves to third. Man at the corners for Addison Russell. Trying to preserve a 1-0 lead. Out to Polanco. So right after that, he gets 2 outs on 2 more pitches. Nicely done by Trevor Williams. And the Pirates have a 1-0 lead.
Come on! Yeah, we were born ready. Yeah, we were born wild. Yeah, come on and get ready. 'Cause we're bringing the fight. Come on! Yeah, we were born ready.
Corey Dickerson swinging a hot bat. He will lead things off for the Pirates, owning a 1-0 lead through a frame here in Chicago. 6-game hitting streak. Got the night off last night against the lefty Lester. First pitch he sees today. Carries well. In the park.
Yeah, that's a couple fly balls that I thought had a chance today. The wind was howling out earlier. Just a little breeze right now. And there are times where, I mean, actually, we were joking before the game, like the American flag was actually blowing up. I mean, it was starched and just a lot calmer now.
Westerly wind at 16. Temperatures in the 70s today. I'm told that a front is coming through, and the temperature will probably drop during the game today, a little bit at least, and more so in the overnight hours. And the wind shall shift. Might be blowing in before the end of the game, is what they're thinking. Cervelli came through with a 2-out RBI that tied the game last night, but the Cubs piled on against the Pirate bullpen in the later innings. Cubs were able to even the series.
Wow, you're right. I didn't look at the weather. Just assumed it was going to be a nice day. By the time we fly out of here, it's going to be 30 degrees cooler.
Are we in Denver today? Carrying out toward right center. That wind's taking that ball, and it'll be extra bases for Cervelli. He's going to try for 3, and lumbering in with a stand-up triple.
You could tell Cervelli was frustrated when he left the batter's box. You could hear him yell something because he didn't think he hit that well enough, but that's the direction the wind's blowing. It's blowing out more towards right now. And when you're a coaster, you can't coast in this ballpark. The center fielder Ian Happ coasting. When you coast and the wind's blowing out, you get back there hard and get to the wall, maybe you make a play, but it appeared he was coasting. The ball kept carrying, and Cervelli with another triple.
And the Pirates have a chance for a run here. Just a fly ball. Yeah, Happ, Mount Lebanon product in his first full season, playing next to the Gold Glover and Hayward. Hayward had a much farther run. Colin Moran having a great start to his rookie season.
Try to do some damage here with 2 strikes. Try to get the ball out of the infield.
8 RBIs in 9 games.
Well, that's a good take. That's a heck of a changeup. I mean, this leaves Hendrick's hand. It looks like it's a pitch down the middle. Watch the bottom drop out of it. Man, it's a lot of downward movement, and Colin Moran showing great patience there.
Love his at-bats. Now he's worked the count to even, and taking a look at our Barrel Automotive league leaders, and you look at Cervelli there and Moran, and the Pirates have a number of guys who found themselves among the leaders on batting average with runners in scoring position. The Pirates as a team hitting .351 in that department. Moran is 5 for 9. Cervelli hitting .500. Everybody chipping in. The Pirates have scored a ton of runs.
Boy, and 3 straight changeups, and the first 2 diving down and out of the zone. This one right at the knees, and again the downward movement, and Colin just out in front.
Clint Hurdle called it one of the best changeups in baseball today in his meeting with reporters. When he throws it like that, it is.
Yeah. Throws it a lot. 28% of the time last year.
Well, needing a strikeout with a man at third and less than 2 outs, and so
talking with the guys is
Mercer intentionally walked.
See if Trevor Williams can help himself. And I mentioned kind of Greg Maddux-like. I mean, Greg Maddux was basically fastball changeup. Threw very few breaking balls and just was able to locate it and had a great changeup.
Williams lifetime 0-45. 1 run batted in. Hard grounder through the middle. How about that? Getting ahead of hitters throughout the day. Trying to see if he can get Williams to chase. Our WB Mason strike zone.
He just looks smart too, doesn't he? Dartmouth.
You mean Hendricks, right?
Yeah.
He's got a bachelor's degree in economics. Pirates smarter so far with a 1-0 lead.
And you'd have to wonder, a guy like this there's probably thousands of guys like this that are pitching in college or high school that won't get drafted, won't get an opportunity to pitch beyond the collegiate level.
Maddox toward the second half of his career didn't throw very hard, and Hendricks gets out of it. Easy in game 1 of their first round series against the Flyers, and Philly won't try to not let that happen to them again in game 2, and the only place to see it right here is on AT Sportsnet. Our coverage begins at 6 p.m. with a special 1-hour pregame show. The Pens and the Flyers in game 2 of the first round after that overwhelming 7-0 win. Good luck to the Pens for 3 in a row. Here the Pirates trying to make it a 2 out of 3 series victory over these Cubs. 4-1-2 day Right, April 12th. A look at some of our Point Park tweets, and yes, indeed, happy 4-1-2 day to everybody in Pittsburgh. Way better than 3-1-2 day, where the Cubs had that last month.
What was it?
3-1-2 day.
3-1-2
for the Cubs. That takes place in spring training. No one's paying attention. First place Pirates here on April the 12th. Why not? Up 2 games in Chicago and Milwaukee. Keep her going.
Hope so.
Victor Caratini, a couple of doubles last night. That was the first baseman, now doing the catching today. Now 2-1.
5-6 first pitch strikes.
Lined out to Dickerson. 1 out. And that's an instance of some hard contact off Williams, but benefiting from the men behind him.
Left that pitch up a little bit, up on the outside part of the plate. Dickerson, it's over there easily. And he has looked like a natural in left field. I know there were some people that questioned his defensive abilities, but man, he's looked great as a Pirate.
Talked about Javier Baez, two homer games in the series already. 4 home runs. And you said, Rock, the key is to not have him in hitters counts. And there's another first pitch strike.
Get ahead. I think it's hard to believe he didn't go swinging at that first pitch at 89, and pretty good pitch to hit. Normally he's coming out of his shoes early. That's what you like to do. Get him out in front. Good slider here from Trevor. Yeah, you know, when he goes the other way with the home run too, you feel like he's locked in. Against Brault last night, got a pitch outer third of the plate, went to right center.
Popped him up. And Baez gone, 2 away. So Williams settling in. And even when the Pirates are on the road, you can still get all your Pirates gear at the Pirates Clubhouse store, a Fanatics experience located on Federal Street at PNC Park. That's where you can find stadium exclusive merchandise, customized jerseys, and a whole lot more. Clubhouse store open from 10 to 6 Monday through Friday, 10 to 5 on Saturday, and of course during all Pirates home games. That's where you can get all that great gear. Jason Hayward, the number 8 man. Williams allowed the first 2 men to reach. Thought he had him erased on a strike him out, throw him out double play. And instead of walk. And then sent down the next 3. Yeah, he was at 19 pitches before the 20th yielded in his first out. And did not let Ramon de Jesus' call turn him aside. He just went right back to work.
And I do think that's another thing that makes him successful is that there's no panic with runners on base. The key situations when you need to make a pitch, to execute a pitch, I think he's done a real good job of that.
Numbers prove it. Last year with runners in scoring position. They only hit .214 against them. It was the 5th best in the National League.
That's impressive. I mean, a lot of. In fact, Stephen Brault talked about that after the game yesterday, about how the game kind of sped up on him. Sometimes if you're a pitcher and everything's kind of going fast, and maybe you're not as convicted in executing a particular pitch in a particular situation.
And a nice clean inning. 1, 2, 3 for Trevor Williams.
Clock.
Back in place of Kamar Barti while he's away due to the death of a family for a couple days. I'm Robbie. It's Mikowski. Well, here is Omar Moreno, a great figure of the World Series team of 1979, back in a big league uniform with the Pittsburgh Pirates. And I asked him what this experience has been like for him the last couple of days.
Especially right here. When I played here a long time ago. I played here almost 40 years ago. When I played here, I have over 300 in this field. So I bring a lot of memory when I play here, and I remember when I played here when the Ren Stanley hit 7 for 7.
How about that, Omar Moreno, bringing back the memories here, wearing the Pirates uniform. And how about some of the dominance this guy had, especially in the department of stolen bases, Joe and Rock. In back-to-back years in 78, 79, they led the National League. And in 1980, he set a single-season record for the Pirates, 96 in a year, and that ranked 3rd in the majors the entire year, if you can believe that. 96 stolen bases, being 3rd in the league. But certainly it's good to have Omar back again for a couple days, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Just such a positive influence. Bright and sunny disposition too, and one of his highlights here at Wrigley, hitting a go-ahead home run off Willie Hernandez back in 79. I think it was it was May of 79.
The Antelope,
of course, known for his speed, not his power, but he had a good success here too, as he mentioned, and got to be part of the opening day ceremonies here for the first time since he was a player back in '86. So just a great time, and unfortunate circumstances surrounding it, of course. And our best to KB and his family right now, going through a tough time, but. In lieu of that, great to have Omar with the Bucks here in Chicago. Adam Frazier does what Adam Frazier does.
yes, he does.
Leadoff single to start the Pirates' 3rd inning. Omar Moreno, leadoff man. Look at that, all in yellow. Those uniforms missed those. Honored at PNC Park, along with some of the other Pirate greats, and fits right in up the first base line there. Something that, go ahead, Rock.
Still looks like he can run.
Yeah. Something that was different about him, too. 6'2" guy that could steal bases.
Yeah.
A lot of the big base stealers were.
What was
closer to the
unusual
ground.
about him too is that when you talk about closer to the ground, you see everybody that takes a lead off the base, they're low. He stood straight up before taking off, and you would think it would be more difficult to get good jumps from a stand-up position. I mean, he was upright, like just feet were close together.
Those long legs and big strides. Took off. 2 strikes on Polanco with a 440-foot home run to right center his first time. Longest home run for the Pirates this season. Fourth strikeout for Kyle Hendricks.
And you take advantage of the mistake on the fastball and hit it 440 feet, then you're going to get a heavy dose of the great changeup and way out in front.
Well, Hendricks a 2.97 career ERA coming in. That doesn't happen by accident. Got Marte without throwing him a strike back in the first inning. Frazier can run. Unsuccessful in his only attempt so far. Marte working on a 23-game on-base streak, best in the National League. That, of course, dates back to last season. Finished the year with a 12-game hitting streak.
Well, that's the one you want right there. And again, there's some deception. He'll throw that fastball in there, and it's only 87, but it just kind of sneaks in there before you can pull the trigger. And but that's we talked about earlier. When he makes a mistake like that, you got to be ready for it and capitalize.
And still has movement on it. I mean, it ran back. I mean, it was probably going to be on the outer edge, it looked like, and then it ran back in the meatier part of the plate. I mean, is that why 87 and 88 play with Hendricks?
I think you have it's not just the movement. I think it's the location and it's the deception. I think it looks like it gets into the hitting zone quicker than the velocity suggests.
And Hendricks, it's not like he's a veteran at the end of his career or anything like that. He's 28 years old, so he's never thrown hard. But he's still been very successful. Texas Rangers drafted him, but packaged him in a trade for Ryan Dempster at the deadline in 2012. Moved up in the Cubs system, debuted in 14, and ever since he's been one of the more effective pitchers in baseball. Softly hit down the line, and Schwarber, the ex-catcher, covering some ground to make a good catch.
That's a case where the wind kind of helped it stay up a little longer for Schwarber to get over there. Thought that was going to find grass, and that ball left the bat.
Our Allegheny Health Network Super Mo, Schwarber, who came up as a catcher. To keep that bat in the lineup, so they moved him to left field once Contreras was emerging. And Bell with a base hit toward the right field corner.
Get to the wall.
The Gold Glover cuts it off, and that'll hold Frazier at third, even with 2 outs.
If it gets to the wall, it's a run, but it just didn't quite get there. Hayward does a nice job of cutting it off.
He does such a good job of that.
Yeah, he's maybe underperforms as an offensive player, but one of the best defensive players. got a good, strong throwing arm. Gets it in quickly to Baez.
4 straight Gold Gloves, 5 in the career of Hayward. And talking with Joey Cora, the Pirates' third base coach, the other day, he said we want to be aggressive with 2 outs, but right there, I mean, there's no chance of scoring Frazier. So Cora has to put up the stop sign and rely on a hit from one of the hottest Pirates hitters, Corey Dickerson. Flied out to left on his only pitch he saw back in the second. 2-out chance to add to this 1-0 lead here in the third. And in a favorable count. Threw 2 curveballs out of the zone.
And you got to be up there, and I'm sure Corey Dickerson has a game plan. He's looking for a pitch he can hit here. With a guy like Hendricks, he's not going to give in a situation like this with runners in scoring position. In fact, he might
not be trying to throw a strike at all here. The unintentional intentional walk, right? With first base open and Cervelli next. And now they're going to intentionally walk Dickerson behind 3-0. And Cervelli, who maybe benefited from the wind a little bit on that triple, he's been one of the best 2-out run producers in baseball here in the early going. That happened again last night. 2-out RBI single and for Cervelli. 2-out RBIs in the National League, tied with Dansby Swanson for the lead. I see Moran on that list too. He's got a chance to pick up a lot of bucks on the pond here.
Yeah, this is a big situation, obviously, and we talked about it with Trevor Williams with runners in scoring position, where you don't have a career ERA under 3 unless you're good in these situations. And Cervelli, he'll be patient. He'll look for a good pitch to hit. But Hendricks is going to be careful and try not to give him a good pitch to hit and try to get him to fish, like on that last changeup.
Against the Cubs, Cervelli, .457 when there are runners in scoring position. He has been a Cub killer. Got a chance to add to the Bucks lead here. Might as well see a strike ahead 2-0, right?
Well, I'm sure if it was a mistake that Cervelli would have been swinging, but that's not a bad pitch. It's down in the zone. It's around. If you're ahead to count 2-0, do you want to take a swing at a pitch that's down around the knees, outer half? That's what Hendricks wants you to swing at. Try to get a ground ball, but up until 2 strikes with this situation, bases loaded, 2 outs, he's going to look for a better pitch to hit than that one.
Cervelli had a grand slam at this ballpark last July. And a mound visit. And you remember that 10-run first inning in the final day before the All-Star break. Get it off of John Lester. And a statistical oddity as the number 2 hitter in the lineup. First Pirate to hit a grand slam in the first inning in the Pirates history in that spot in the batting order.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, he batted around. This time just a chopper, and that chat must have worked. Pirates strand the bases loaded, but they still maintain a 1-0 lead. Nationals. Adam Eaton on the 10-day DL with a bone bruise in his left ankle, the same ankle that he hurt last season. And then for the Giants, Johnny Cueto, a sprained ankle shouldn't leave him out long, but with no Madison Bumgarner for a while, no Jeff Samardzija for a little while for the Giants. Their top 3 starters currently all on the disabled list. And a tough blow for the Texas Rangers. Their star shortstop Elvis Andrus not yet placed on the DL, but going to miss some time. Elbow fracture, getting hit with a pitch last night. So Anthony Rizzo on the DL for the Cubs, a back concern. Cubs are hoping for a minimal stay, but sometimes those things can be tricky. Certainly benefiting the Pirates to have him out for the series. Hendricks, a 102 career batter. Williams has retired 6 in a row after the first 2 men reached. Part of this young pitching staff that continues to grow together. One of the things Clint Hurdle was talking about today is how he's really enjoyed not only the starters, but particularly the starters. They all talk with one another. You know, they watch each other's bullpen sessions, for instance, and they're continually comparing notes as you know the starter comes off the mound, and they're willing to criticize each other in the thought that try to make each other better.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think it's always a good idea to communicate. Whether it's the Breakfast Club, prior to a game, after a game, compare notes. You hear about a lot of communication among the hitters as well.
He'll have a check swing, and he's going to find himself a base hit, maybe more. Just trying to hit it against the shift, and he'll find himself with a double.
Sometimes better to be lucky than good.
We're seeing hitters more and more trying to beat the shift finally. After years and years of this.
That's not trying to beat the shift, Joe. That's lucky. That's what that is. That's excuse me.
In that case, very much so, yes. Cap is 2 for 2. Those are the 2 hits that Williams has allowed. And the temperatures have cooled considerably already. The wind is stiffly blowing in now.
It's amazing. It's crazy.
Temperatures dropped at least 10 degrees, it feels like.
It is unbelievable.
Cold front's coming back in.
Got here a little quicker than we thought.
It has been a wild start to the spring.
And looking around, everybody's putting their jackets on.
Never know what's going to happen here, weather-wise. Down the line and foul. All right. That's a keeper. Bryant, his first time around, walked on 10 pitches. Fouled off a ton of Williams' offerings. Spoiling another.
Going to do it again. Trevor Williams against this dangerous hitter, being careful. An assortment of pitches. No surprises already. We're just in the 3rd inning, and Chris Bryant's already wasted so many. He's seen everything that Trevor Williams has to offer.
count even. 95 from Williams, his best fastball today.
And you think if he was able to hit that corner, maybe locks Brian up. I mean, when you're seeing 86 and 89, and all of a sudden you rear back and throw it with a little extra.
Spike that one. Another full count. Next one will be the 50th pitch from Williams with one out here in the third. Lone score, a Polanco first inning home run. Rays pacing, that's not good. He struck him out.
Look at that nice little changeup, tailing in, taking a page out of Kyle Hendricks' book. Watch the fade, just runs right in off the plate. It's a big punch out.
It looks like a pitch right that he could probably uppercut and connect on, and then before you notice, 2 down and 2 in, and 2 down in the inning for Ben Zobrist. Gets the call.
Take a look, and that is just below the zone.
That will be wrapped foul.
It even smells colder, Joe. Smells colder.
Yeah. We were smelling grilled meats before, right? That's a warmer sound, and now we're smelling.
It's crazy.
Ice cream. It was 74 at game time.
The first 2 innings, I'm like, wow, this is so comfortable. It's so nice. It's warm. It's like summer baseball's back. And an inning later, I got to grab my jacket.
Yeah. Well, you're the smart one. I think I'll put on my coat as well after this. Springtime in Chicago. Opener of this series postponed because of snow. Rob Walk got the flannel shirt on today. He's forgot the window was there. Oh my gosh, it's like a bird. They can't take the windows out, so someone's got to be behind one half of it.
Poor Greg.
He broke back over the plate. Running fastball. Williams with 3 strikeouts in the inning. Yeah, the Pirates still lead 1-0.
Pirates have a 1-0 lead as we hit the top half of inning number 4. Well, you don't see a lot of games postponed due to snow, but that was the case on Monday, and that allowed the Pirates young starters to do a little bit of gelling, as Joe and Rock were talking about last half inning. This comes off Trevor Williams' Twitter account. Thanks to the snow out, we were able to go to the second city and have a great night. We can't wait to go back. So there's Chad Kuhl, Tyler Glasnow, Joe Musgrove, Trevor Williams, and Adam Frazier. The 5 of those guys hung out with the cast backstage. A lot of people on Saturday Night Live got their start at the Second City comedy outlet. Sketch comedy. Trevor said he's not sure he would be a guy that could perform there. He's more of a dry humor kind of guy. And get this, Joe and Rock, he said he didn't even know that what Second City even was till Musgrove set the whole thing up. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go. I'm in. I'll go watch, have a couple laughs, catch a couple comics, and everybody had a great time. So you're talking about those young starters gelling together. They also laughed together a bit Monday night.
Yeah, it's great to see the camaraderie, and Robbie, thanks for that. Yeah, and you know, just it's less than a mile from the hotel. You just go over there and check it out. And got to see a comedy troupe in Toronto last year. Moran out to right with that wind now blowing in.
Bad timing.
Won't help it. Don't know if it would have had enough in a neutral wind, but with the wind blowing out before, that might have helped it get out of here.
Yeah, if that happened in the first or second inning, that was at least off the wall, but probably in the seats.
The wind completely shifting from an hour ago. Mercer intentionally passed his first time. Really, the only ball that was evidently changed by the wind was Cervelli's triple. Blanco hit a ball 440 feet for a home run in the first inning. That would have been gone no matter what, but I think it probably added a couple of yards to it.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously it's a projected distance. The actual distance couldn't have been 440. That would have, I'm guessing I mean, that thing got out there and what, about maybe 10 rows deep in right center. That may have ended up on the other side of the street, would be my guess.
Yeah, they projected to where it would have landed if there is no obstruction.
Yes.
Mercer out to Baez. 2 up and 2 down in the Pirates' 4th inning. Pirates have had at least 1 hit in every inning against Hendricks. They've left on 5 through the first 3 innings. Something that we have not, I don't think, mentioned at all so far. Pirates starting off the day 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position.
One pitch right on top of the last. Good command.
And a quick inning. 10 pitches for Kyle Hendricks as he sends down the side in order. The Pirates still besting him 1-0.
for the Toyota all-wheel drive RAV4th inning. Toyota, what drives you?
1-0 Pirates on the UPMC scoreboard. Trevor Williams back on the mound for inning number 4. Well, he got a pretty cool gift this past offseason, Trevor Williams did, and that is an autographed book of Eddie Vedder ukulele songs, personalized and signed to Trevor Williams, and it reads, "To Trevor, here's to making waves on the mound. 57 was good, 34 even better. All the best to you, brother." Signed, Eddie Vedder. Now, pretty cool story behind this. Number one, Eddie Vedder loves wearing number 34. He's a Chicago native. Eddie Vedder grew up in Evanston, Illinois. Loved Walter Payton growing up, so has a love for the number 34. Wears Payton jerseys on stage at his Pearl Jam concerts. And another thing, if you remember back to Players Weekend last season, when players were allowed to wear anything they wanted on the back of their jerseys, Williams chose the letters EV. Grew up a big fan of Pearl Jam and Eddie Vedder. So this was Vedder's way of saying a little thank you back to Trevor. Love the 34, love the tribute to him during Players Weekend. All good in the world, and a pretty cool gift for Trevor, guys.
Yeah, you can't find a better man than Trevor Williams. He's really one of the best guys around, and fun to be part of the game where you can kind of connect with some of these people. But Williams is a very charitable person, and a lot of it goes on behind the scenes. You never know.
Yeah, it has to be pretty cool to have Eddie Vedder just sign something for you, let alone a personal gift like that.
I didn't know he played the ukulele. Trevor's going to have to learn, I guess, right? Maybe he's more accomplished. I got to ask him about that. Robbie's always telling us stuff we don't know. Quickly ahead of Schwarber to start the Cubs' 4th inning. You musically inclined at all, Rock?
No.
No.
Nothing. I played the recorder in 5th grade.
I couldn't even master that.
Can't sing. Can't sing. Can't play anything. My daughters can sing and play things. Haley just texted me. Didn't know we were working today. She could play the ukulele, among other things. Piano. Self-taught. I don't know if she's. I'm not going to sit there and say she's great, but no, I have no musical abilities.
Yeah, I don't either. Hot Cross Buns was the song you play on the recorder, and I never could figure it out.
I can whistle.
You're ahead of half of us. Schwarber battling here after being down 2 quick strikes. I'll tell you who provides some good music here is Gary Pressey, the longtime organist here at Wrigley Field. Something that has become a dying art here around baseball. I almost never hear the organ played anymore. For those of a certain age, it was customary at the ballpark. Now with advanced sound systems, you get all the music you want, but the organ music, very good. Schwarber connects, and the Cubs have tied it.
Yeah, I had he looked really good that at bat. I was sitting here hoping that he wouldn't do that, because the way he was taking some of those pitches and the way he was fouling off some borderline pitches, he looked locked in. He looked like he was seeing the ball extremely well, and I had a fear that that might happen. Even the last slider Trevor threw, Schwarber didn't flinch. It's almost like he knew it was coming, and so Trevor with the 2-seam fastball left it up.
Hit it into the wind too.
Smothered it, went out and around it, crushed it.
Very rare to see Williams give up a home run. First one allowed this year. So a new ball game, tied at 1. Addison Russell retired his first time around. Schwarber hit 30 of those last year, 3 now for him. That pitch count though at 66 here with nobody out in the 4th inning. Schwarber an 8-pitch at bat. Bryant has seen 17 pitches in his 2 plate appearances. Zobrist had an 8-pitch at bat. Good to see a quick one there for Russell.
Right back at him.
Fourth strikeout for Trevor Williams. Martini lined out his first time. The Cubs like him at his bat. Last year at AAA Iowa hit .341 in about half a season. Good extra base power.
He too, I mean, seems to be seeing the ball pretty well. Before that Schwarber homer, probably the hardest ball hit off of Trevor Williams was a line drive from Caratini to left field.
Yeah, even the double by half, that was just a little check swing. On the ground, right to Frazier. And 2 away. For all you runners out there, you want to get ready for this Saturday. Pirates Charities hosting the Pirates Home Run 5K 10K presented by Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield and Allegheny Health Network. All participants will receive a Performance Tech shirt, free Pirates ticket voucher, and a commemorative medal upon finishing on the field at PNC Park. Today's the last day to register online. You want to go to pirates.com/homerun and run on Saturday. 5K, 10K. Javier Baez fouled out his first time. He's hit 4 home runs in the series. That one called a ball. So really moved the glove a little bit. Wind blowing stiffly in. The hazy sun has gone away. Schwarber with the leadoff home run, tying the score. There's no cheapie. He hit it into the wind. The thing about the estimated distances on Statcast too, I presume when they said 404 feet, that would have been based on the launch angle and exit velocity, not with the wind blowing stiffly in, because that ball would not have landed 404 feet away, but he hit it that well. Yeah, maybe in a neutral wind it would.
Yeah, I guess that's the only way you could sit there and say that, you know, the accuracy could always not be perfect when you look at the wind. I mean, they couldn't know how hard the wind is blowing when the ball is hit, could they?
And Polanco 440 feet
that's
on his home run.
And the wind was blowing out. I mean, his may have ended up going 480.
Baez ropes it out to Dickerson, but that's the final out. And so Williams settles right back down after the home run. Through 4 from Wrigley. Knotted at 1. 1 deadlock through 4 innings here at newly renovated Wrigley Field. Wider concourses out there, clearing out some room for some folks. Hey, let's look at our day automotive this day in Pirates history. Let's go back to '65 when the Bucks opened up Forbes Field with a game against the Giants. Bob Veal and Juan Marichal matching zeros into the 10th inning when Bob Beetle Bailey led off the bottom half of the inning with a game-winning home run. And Veal, 3 hits, struck out 10 in 10 innings. 2.84 ERA, 17-12 that season. Struck out 276 batters. One of the greats in Pirate history, Bob Veal.
Yeah, it's a lot of punch outs.
Hendricks back out to work. Economical through the first 4 innings with his pitches, especially after that 10-pitch fourth. That really got him back where he wanted to be.
Pitch a little off the plate.
And Frazier connects. Cap turning around, and there it goes. A home run for Adam Frazier. Frazier was glad to get another pitch to see. His first home run of the year. Pirates lead again 2-1.
And into the wind the other way. I mean, Adam Frazier has some pop. He's a strong guy, not known for the power as much as the hitting ability. And when he hit this, I thought, kind of like Colin Moran, oh, the wind's going to hurt him here. But man, he got all of this one. The wind would not deny it from getting to the bleachers.
Came off his bat at 100 miles an hour. And Frazier with home run number 1. He's already got 2 hits today. And quickly giving the Pirates the lead again. That was a blast.
Yeah, and he's so short and quick. He doesn't do a whole lot of swing. There's not a stride. The hands are already back. He doesn't have much of a trigger. But man, he keeps the bat through the hitting zone. And as you can see here, he has some pop.
He was not getting any help at all. Northeast wind at 16 right now. I mean, that's blowing primarily in or across to left. And Rocky pointed out, I mean, that 3-0 pitch was called a strike. If not, he would have just taken. Now look at that. It's down to 57 degrees. Temperatures dropped 17 degrees since first pitch. Where's the barometric pressure on there, Rock? Don't you have that for us?
Usually with a cold front comes weather, like precipitation. Don't see any of that on the radar, thank goodness.
Polanco down on strikes. Frazier in there today. No, it was an interesting start too for Frazier because Josh Harrison has good career numbers against Hendricks. You know, sometimes managers just have a feel for things, and Clint Hurdle going with Frazier today and trying to get him in there after not playing a whole lot so far.
And again, he just hits. It doesn't matter how frequently he's in the lineup. He just hits.
And Marte 0 for 3 today. He's had some trouble with Hendricks. And one of those afternoons. 2 men with the home runs today. Right atop Clint Hurdle's order. You hit a home run. Okay. Josh Harrison getting a rare day off. Josh Bell with a double off Hendricks. His last time around. Very consistently following up nicely after a fine rookie season. He's been on base every game this year. There's that curveball. Hendricks has thrown 12 curveballs today.
Yeah, that's a lot compared to his first couple of starts. Maybe thrown 5 in 11 innings before today.
He was playing catch with Mike Montgomery in spring training and felt tried a new grip that he liked, and for the first time this year starting to use it some more. Pirates have the advantage again. Adam Frazier in the lineup today, getting a long home run to the opposite field into the wind. To the hold true moment later in today's game. That was a little pop from Adam Frazier, putting the Pirates right back on top. Winner takes the series. And Trevor Williams has the lead again. Williams trying to go to 3-0 here in his third start. 8-9-1 due up with Hayward to start. Will this stay in play? Looks like it. And Cervelli captures the first out.
I like the quick, easy outs.
Four Cubs have reached against Williams, but they have given him some trouble at times. We've seen 4 different plate appearances go 7 pitches or more. That's why that pitch count is up. Williams' spot is due up 5th next inning. Quick inning, probably buys him another.
Yeah, I think so.
Got the opposing pitcher. .80 pitches for Williams on the scoreboard here. Reckley takes care of Hendricks, who has struck out both times against Trevor. You know, one of the best ways to save on Pirates tickets is with your Giant Eagle Advantage card. You can use the card to save up to $10 on tickets throughout the ballpark for Sunday through Friday games. If you want to save on some tickets, go to pirates.com/advantagecard. part of the new concessions here at Wrigley Field. They've opened up some remodeled and new concession stands. They'll continue to do that as the year goes on so that they clear out some more space in the concourses below. Originally, all the ballparks, the concessions would be under the seats. You know, now all the modern ballparks, like PNC Park, you can be out there and you can watch the game as you're, you know, getting a hot dog or whatever. And some new seating areas being built down along right field. They got some tables. It was a couple of years back that they added that in with the scoreboards here. There were never scoreboards. There was just a little digital matrix marquee. Continuing to change Wrigley Field and modernize it and keep it viable. And you know what? I think they've done a nice job with it. I'm still keeping a lot of the original charm here.
I think it's beautiful, and they continue to upgrade. We will really appreciate it when they upgrade up here.
And no one touches that iconic scoreboard built in 1937. It is now on the National Register of Historic Places. Right to Frazier in the shift. Finally get Happ today. And a 1-2-3 inning for Trevor Williams. 2-1 lead here at Wrigley Field.
Sportsnet is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. Visit barrel.com to learn more about our 3 conveniently located collision centers. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
Here at Wrigley Field, Pirates spoiling the fun 2-1 as we start the 6th. Pirates trying to take the series by that same margin. Corey Dickerson has that 6-game hitting streak, and we'll see how they score it. Don Frisky says E5. Let the Pirates take the base runner.
Yeah, of course. Some runners on. Extend that lead. Make it hurt.
Pirates have had at least 1 hit in 4 of the 5 innings against Hendricks. Cervelli with a triple back in the 2nd. Dickerson runs. Pitch is a strike, and Dickerson in with a stolen base, his 2nd.
How about that little sneak attack? Aggressive on the bases. Not only taking advantage of the air to get on base, but first pitch moving, getting into scoring position.
Dickerson with 4 steals last year, 2 already this year in 2 tries. And down the line, but twisting and foul. Never know with this wind.
Yeah, that ball kept going too.
That was just going to be a lazy fly.
Yeah.
Foul. It was like his triple, right? His triple looked like a lazy fly ball for a moment.
Cervelli did everything but wave it fair.
Like another catcher did 43 years ago. Carlton Fisk. Famous shot. Now 1-2 on Cervelli. This would be a great inning right here. Pick up one, maybe a couple, knock Hendricks out. It's not an easy task, but
No.
Pirates have had him on the ropes a little bit. They had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Had a 1-out triple by Cervelli that he also stranded.
I'd like to see him get a pitch out over, drive it the other way. At very least, get Dickerson up the 3rd, maybe drive him in. I can see Hendricks working Cervelli in to try to avoid Francisco hitting it to the right side.
And the outfield shaded that way. Lots of room in left center. Ooh. How do you take that pitch, though? I mean, that's a disciplined hitter, huh?
And you know, again, it could be because he saw the slow curveball, then he sees the changeup, and again, that's the deception. All of a sudden, he throws one at 88, and it just freezes you. It's kind of in the hitting zone before you could pull the trigger.
Hard hit, but right on the ground. Does not advance the runner. 1 out.
And that was a good pitch to drive the other way.
He's done it a lot this season, but not this time. Good situational hitting for Cervelli. Yeah, the Cubs manager will come out for a chat here. Guarantee it. Justin Wilson, the ex-Bucco, getting up. Remember the old Cajun chef, TV chef, Justin Wilson? No?
No.
Yeah, he used to say that.
What did he say?
I guarantee it.
Guarantee it.
That was his catchphrase. And they're going to walk Colin Moran if anybody can look into the Cubs dugout. There we go. All right. So sets up a double play possibility. 3 intentional walks issued to the Pirates tonight. So he'd rather face Mercer. Mercer came into last night's game with a 6-game hitting streak. Had some rough at bats, kind of got out of his element a little bit. But had been stinging the ball pretty good. 2 on 1 out here.
He's usually so good in these situations too. It's like, I mean, I assume nobody up in the Pirates bullpen, so he has the pitcher Trevor Williams on deck.
Hit well, but within the range of Happ. Dickerson's going to try for 3rd. Baez with the relay.
And I mean, it's such a tough at bat, not knowing if you're going to get a good pitch to hit or not. Kyle Hendricks is tough to face as it is because he doesn't throw many pitches over the plate. He's always around the plate, and he got a good pitch to hit and was aggressive and hit it hard, just unlucky.
They bypass Moran. Now 2 away with men at the corners for Williams, who batted in the same situation in the 2nd inning. and struck out. Well, it shows you if you can just handle the bat decent as a pitcher. Sometimes it changes the strategy of the game some.
Oh, for sure. I mean, more contact always helps. You know, I know the pitchers work on their hitting, and you never know what's going to happen if you put it in play. Swinging bunt, blooper, seeing eye single.
Williams has 1 career run batted in. There's Jeff Branson, hitting coach. And doesn't help there getting that called a strike. And the pitcher's duel continues. 3 solo home runs accounting for all the scoring thus far. And Hendricks wriggles out of another one.
Party of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
You can watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At-Bat Premium, which allows you to watch on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Wrigley Field getting chilly here as the temperatures dropped about 20 degrees since we got started. Where the Pirates, they've got 2 home runs to the Cubs, 1. And 1 pitch, 1 out for Trevor Williams in the 6th.
Big out there. That's a tough play, by the way, Colin Moran. The hard hit 2-hopper with that top spin coming right at you. And you don't have time to really move your feet. And, you know, the second hop is on its way up, and pretty good hands. Colin staying nice and calm and making it look easy. But
Hot corner.
Yeah, that's the worst kind right there. That 2-hopper.
And Williams, who began the inning at 86 pitches, needed just 10 in a 1-2-3 fifth inning. Buying himself at least another inning of work, which, hey, look, the way that the Pirates bullpen has been, you know, you need that extra little shot from the starting pitching right now until the bullpen gets right.
Yeah, this has been the trouble inning. This is the inning the opponents have scored the most, the 6th.
whether it's from a starter losing effectiveness third time around in the order, or the bullpen, which Feliz usually pitches the 7th, but they've got him up already, and I think this tells me with Feliz, Cantos, and Vasquez all very well rested, especially the first 2. And that'll help too. You know, those guys, they might be, the first 2 might be stretched out for 6, 7, and 8 between the 2 of them, if Williams couldn't get through the 6th.
You go over the breakdown of runs scored against the Pirates, and just 19 runs have been scored against the Pirates through the first 5 innings. 19 through the first 5, including today's run. 15 runs allowed by Pirates pitching in the 6th, and then 24 in the last 3.
Yeah, that 6th inning, something that Steve Blass had been talking about in the spring. That one hit the bag. It's fair. And that's going to roll for a while. Schwarber is going to have 2 bases with 2 outs.
He just looks locked in. I mean, he again, I don't know if this is lucky or good, but he goes down and hits his ball hard the other way like he was trying to. You know, big power guy, but how about that? Slices it right off the third base bag. Had all that room over there.
I don't care if you're hugging the line.
Yeah, there's
Nothing
no
you can do about
defending that.
Yeah. A chance for Russell. Well, with Williams into the 90s in pitches, which these days usually is nearing the end. See if he can pitch out a situation with the tying run in scoring position. Marte able to get out of it, and Williams coolly gets the final out. He has a lead through 6. Bucks up 2-1. Today and pitched very well against a good Cubs lineup, and in situations with men aboard, had some help from his defense, but being able to get out of a few situations where the Cubs had something brewing, showing that good command as well.
I mean, he's impressive. Again, not very many hard hit balls against Trevor, and take Kyle Schwarber out of it. Maybe 6 shutout innings 6 strong for Trevor Williams.
He'll definitely take that. And the 3 starts into the season, Trevor Williams posting a 1.56 ERA. And has the lead and has a chance to go to 3-0 if the Pirates can hold the lead. Top of the order with Frazier, who homered to the left to center field his last time up. Always a very good hitter against lefties. .338 in his career against left-handed pitching. Facing the ex-Pirate.
Lefty Justin Wilson. Still throwing hard.
High chop. Not quite high enough to make John McGraw and his boys jealous. So 1 down for Wilson.
6th appearance. He's worked 5 2/3 innings. 0.56 opponent average is pretty good. The only thing he's probably not happy with is the 5 walks. Just about a walk per inning.
Starters talking it over.
Now he's worked 6 innings after that bouncer from Frazier. And he's allowed 1 hit in those 6 innings.
Polanco, the home run back in the first.
How unusual is it, by the way, the leadoff batter to bat leadoff for straight times?
Oh wow, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Frazier leading off an inning every time he's batted today. Good eye, Rock. Yeah, usually you say, you know, you're the leadoff hitter to start the game, but probably doesn't happen again most of the time. Just the way they drew it up. And Feliz had been getting up last inning. He'll come on in the 7th. What I really liked about Williams today is, you know, anytime something didn't go right, didn't face him. You know, leadoff home run by Schwarber, and then quickly after that moved through the inning. You know, had that what he thought was a strike him out, throw him out double play in the first inning. Got the next 3 men in the first.
Get out.
Hit well, carrying and out of here. A 2 home run day for Gregory Polanco. Number 5 puts the Pirates up 3-1. What a year for Polanco.
The power numbers so impressive. I mean, the average maybe not where he likes it. He came in at 243, but the power numbers, the RBIs, it's what you expect from him. And you got the hard throwing Justin Wilson that's behind in the count, 3-1. You know you're getting a fastball, puts a good swing on it, and again against the wind the other way.
And what's great about that is Polanco hitting a home run off a left-hander for the first time since August of 2016.
Boy, elevated up and out over the plate, and it was loud off the bat. He knew he hit it well enough. The only thing that was a question was whether that wind was going to push it back.
In between Hop, Russell. You see, there aren't a lot of things that Polanco isn't doing right now. He's checking off a lot of lists.
Yeah. Just a great start. A little further than Adam Frazier homer. About the same part of the ballpark. Adams was caught in the first row, and Polanco reached the second row. But it doesn't matter. That 440 shot back in the first counts just the same as that one that went probably 375 or so.
Polanco way ahead of pace from last year. This is just his 11th game of the year. Leads baseball with 15 RBIs. He's hit 5 home runs. That also ties for the major league lead right now. And about 40 games ahead of pace in terms of his RBI total from last year. You can argue he's the, I think it pretty easily, the best power hitter in baseball on April 12th. Right now, he's off to a great start.
None of them have been cheap, that's for sure.
Well, a lot of national pundits thinking, you know, Polanco a breakout candidate is the phrase that we hear a lot of, and he's done nothing to dissuade those opinions so far. Healthy and helping this Pirate offense on a day that has seen some good pitching from Hendricks. Pirates still threatening. All solo home runs today, accounting for the scoring. 2 by Polanco, 1 for Frazier, 1 for Schwarber for Chicago.
And as you'd expect for 2 guys that pitched well, Hendricks and Trevor Williams, we talked about it earlier. They're good with runners in scoring position, and both teams had opportunities in those situations, and Williams made pitches. Hendricks made pitches.
And Bell works the walk. 2-out base runner. And Josh Bell's swing, the product of years of work in the small backyard in the suburbs of Dallas, where his father engineered inventive devices to challenge and train Josh from a young age and help mold him into this gifted baseball player. And we'll take you to Dallas for an exclusive look back at their extraordinary relationship on Inside Pirates Baseball, for whom the bell tolls, or toils, I should say. And Corey Dickerson, the batter, but his dad Ernest working with Bell. Bell had been a switch hitter since age 5. He had never established one side or the other, and accomplished prep hitter. Taking it all the way to the big leagues.
And every time I see him bat right-handed, I'm impressed, because he just doesn't get many at bats from that side, but yet still gives you a good at bat.
Bell was talking about how last year, upon some advice from Justin Smoke, the Blue Jays all-star, well, Smoke started to work on his unnatural side way more, and that benefited him. Bell echoed that last year. Even though the splits were pretty even from Bell last year, didn't feel like he had the same success that he wanted from the right side. So now he's gone back to doing about the same amount of work from both sides of the plate. But the numbers didn't, and the eye test didn't tell us that he was weaker from one side of the plate or the other last year.
Oh, I mean, I mean, it is an advantage to be able to switch hit, and to get to this level as a switch hitter, it's a big advantage. But I think it's a disadvantage as a right-handed switch hitter when you're hitting right-handed, as Josh Bell was, because you just don't get that many. I mean, if you get 100 at bats right-handed a year, that's a lot.
You know what it helps too? This Pirate offense this year has a lot of left-handed batters in it for the first time, and now Clint Hurdle can put Bell in a spot. He could put 2 lefties on either side of him if he wants to. There's a little flexibility. Dickerson holds up. Yeah, but I mean, it's a, you know, at least 4-1, sometimes 5-1 in terms of at bats as a left-handed batter versus at bats as a righty batter for a switch hitter. Jeff Branson. Dickerson trying to extend that hitting streak at 6 games. Intentionally passed, reached on an error. Bell goes and he'll pick up a walk. He's been on base. Back-to-back 2-out walks issued by Wilson.
How about Corey Dickerson? His first and second walk of the season.
First unintentional now, right there. He'll take it.
And he goes up there to swing it.
Now you got Cervelli with a 2-out chance. Batter with the bases full up in the 3rd with 2 away. Riding in. All solo home runs today. 2 by Polanco, 1 for Frazier. How about an old-fashioned gapper or something right here? Pad the lead. Wilson having a hard time finding the strike zone.
And Cervelli's a guy that you don't see chase very often. He knows the strike zone as well as anybody, and we'll see quite often with Cervelli when he's in the batter's box, question any borderline pitch. He knows what a strike is, and rarely will he help an opposing pitcher by going outside the zone.
Jim Hickey, the new pitching coach with the Cubs. To talk with Wilson. And the submarining Steve Cishek. Veteran reliever who's pitched in a lot of late game situations through the years. A good pickup for this Cubs bullpen, which has been quite good so far this year, though the Pirates have gotten to them a little bit in this series.
A little surprised there to see Cervelli take on that 2-0 pitch.
He slams that one out to left, and Cervelli hits a line drive 3-run homer. What a shot by Cervelli, and the Pirates have a 6-1 lead.
That's a big difference maker right there. I shouldn't be surprised by anything that Cervelli does. The 2-0 fastball he was taking, well, he had a reason, because he thought 2-1 he'd get the same pitch and he'd hit it into the seats, and that was a missile. That ball, I'm curious to see what the exit velocity on this one was. This thing got out in the blink of an eye.
110 miles an hour, Rock.
Wow.
A 3-run homer, is second of the year, and again with 2 outs for Cervelli.
And he gears it up and lets it fly. I mean, that's pretty similar to the 2-0 pitch.
And making the Cubs pay for those 2-out walks.
We talked about it in the open today. This team has been patient. They work their walks. They won't help the opposing pitcher by going outside the zone, and more often than not, the Pirates hitters have made them pay for the mistakes.
That's a big blast. And Moran with a rope. That'll be a base hit.
Impressive. Left on left. Colin Moran has been so fun to watch as a hitter. He's just so calm and patient and mechanically sound. Uses the whole field.
He hit lefties well at AAA last year. Very well, in fact. So no need to platoon him. And Wilson, 32 pitches, giving up 4 runs on 2 home runs. This is a 2-1 game. And now the Pirates a little bit more relaxed with a 5-run advantage. 8th man to bat in this inning.
And we showed you Justin Wilson's numbers coming in. He'd only allowed 1 hit through his first 6 innings.
He's allowed 3 and 2 walks and 4 runs. This inning started with the leadoff man batting for the Pirates. Williams' spot due up 9th. He got hugs, meaning he was going to come out. His spot is next. He's not coming up, though. He's done for the day. David Freese would bat for him. Didn't think his spot was going to come up and do up 9th in the inning. It will. The 3rd walk of the inning by Wilson. First time in Wilson's career that he'd ever allowed 2 home runs in an outing. He's walked 3 and he's done after 37 pitches and still could not get through the 7th inning. And the Cubs will make a double switch. Pitching change here in Chicago. The Pirates with 4 across. By Polanco and Cervelli, and re-threatening here with 2 outs. Some changes as Javier Baez swings over to short, and Ben Zobrist moves from first to second base. It's a smaller glove. Steve Cishek, the new pitcher.
6th appearance, 5 in the 3rd innings. A couple of walks, 5 punch outs.
David Freese will pinch hit for Trevor Williams. Also Efren Navarro in the game at first base as Russell comes out on the double switch. Navarro called up to replace Anthony Rizzo on Tuesday. Freese homered yesterday. And an easy force for Bryant. Pirates strike for 4. Big day at the plate for Gregory Polanco. A pair of home runs. A couple of shots. And the Pirates trying for the series win.
Chevy Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
Gregory Polanco with a pair of solo shots today. And Francisco Cervelli a 3-run, 2-out home run. 4 runs across for the Pirates in the 7th inning. They lead 6-1, trying to earn the series win here in Chicago. Trying to prove that they are for real here in the early going. A good early test. Trevor Williams, 1 run over 6 innings today. Trying to go to 3-0 after his 3rd start of the year. Now up to the Pirates bullpen.
Michael Felice, 5 appearances, just 4 innings, 4 walks, 4 punch-outs. How about the, we talked about Adam Frazier getting a start, and he picks up a couple of hits, a home run. Making Clint Hurdle look good for inserting him in there in that leadoff spot. But also Francisco Cervelli starting the day after a night game and having
that's a great
another
point.
good day against these Cubs.
A lot of times customary to have the backup play. We've seen Elias Diaz catch Chad Kuhl so far in both his starts, so maybe with Kuhl starting tomorrow, they'll go with Diaz tomorrow. I'm going with Cervelli today, and baseball's leader in 2-out RBIs, Cervelli.
Yeah.
10 of those already. And Feliz getting his first work since Saturday after Tyon's shutout and the postponement Monday. Getting some of the guys that work with the lead some work probably today, I would imagine. And the Pirates with a season high 4 home runs today. All the runs coming across because of the long ball. Baez had 4 in the first 2 games of this series, but he's 0 for 3 today. We were talking about when we began the broadcast about how the Pirates are some of the things that they're doing here in the early part of the season offensively. Are they sustainable? And we haven't seen a lot of games like today where they just blast a bunch of home runs, but it is good to see that because last year they were one of the weakest home run hitting teams in baseball, and this year they're doing pretty well in that department.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it throughout spring training, this team and the offense and the length of the lineup, and we talked today about the patience, and these guys are a good hitting team. I mean, will they lead the National League in hitting at the end of the year? I'm not sure. They are leading now
in every category right now.
Yes,
but you don't have to do that for this team to be a good team this year. They just have to be much improved offensively.
Yeah,
and maybe they are.
And again, you got guys with power. You have guys that can hit for average. We've seen guys that have been hitting in the clutch, which is huge. When you're not hitting it out of the ballpark, you have to hit in the clutch. And we've seen Josh Bell do it last year, probably the most consistent run producer in RBI situations. And we're seeing it consistently out of not just Josh Bell this year, but Corey Dickerson, Colin Moran, Francisco Cervelli. And again, the biggest hole in the Pirates lineup a year ago was the middle of the lineup. After Josh Bell, those 5th and 6th spots were not. It wasn't a lot of big numbers, home runs or RBIs, and so far we're getting that.
There are not a lot of places really in the Pirates order where a pitcher can breathe some relief. I mean, really just the pitcher spot. And even last night, that wasn't even a sense of relief for John Lester with Brault up there. Had a pair of singles and a line drive in his 3rd at bat. And the Pirates, who won 1 road series in the second half of last season. And remember, Pirates were not out of the race in the second half of last season. They were over 500 on a couple of occasions within 2 or 3 games of that final wild card berth. So on the perimeter of contention as late as August 11th, they were 3 games back of a wild card berth. So they were still contending in mid-August, and yet they won one road series in the whole second half last year. And if they win today, they'll have already won 2 road series out of the first 2 road series that they played this season. I mean, little things like that. These are, if these become trends, this is where a Pirates team can stay atop the flags.
Yep. Beautiful.
And so Feliz with a scoreless frame, preserving the Pirates' 6-1 lead through 7. Here it all started in the first inning. Gregory Polanco hitting a home run at 440 feet, estimated. Statcast. Pirates the first run of the game. We would see nothing else until the Cubs tied it, and then Adam Frazier quickly put the Pirates back in the lead. Opposite field for Frazier, and with that 1-run advantage, Polanco going deep for a second time today. And then Cervelli with 2 outs following 2 2-out walks. A 3-run home run. All the runs coming on home runs today. The Pirates with a 6-1 lead, trying to take the series here in Chicago. And guess what? Adam Frazier leads off another inning.
5th time he's come to the plate, all leading off.
How about that home run for him too? I mean, we saw him. I don't think I was working with you that day, but he had a big opposite field home run in Dunedin in spring training over that tall wall in left center field. That had to be hit about 420. And you know, he's not out there trying to hit home runs, but he's got enough power that, you know, if he played every day, what do you think? I mean, he'd hit 12 or 15 home runs.
You would think, yeah. I mean, he doesn't hit the ball in the air a whole bunch. So it's not so much a power issue as it is the swing. He's more of a line drive, line to line type. He's not going to hit a lot of fly balls.
And wow, Baez, who had already moved to his left, recovered, moved to his right, and still made that play. How do you do that?
Yeah, that's a gifted defender.
Watch him. Whoop, whoop.
Yep, he's kind of lean to the left. That ball was hit extremely hard too. You know, 3 strong at bats from Adam Frazier.
Baez had moved over to the short after Russell was taken out on a double switch.
Could have easily had 3 hits, Adam Frazier, but he'll settle for 2 for 5. Gregory Polanco. All or nothing.
Strikeouts and home runs today. Chance for a 3-homer day. Last time he hit 2 home runs in a game. He homered off of a lefty. The last time he homered off a lefty, last August of 2016, I should say, against Houston's Tony Sipp and Joe Musgrove, now his teammate. Cishek sells seashells by the seashore.
I literally was going to ask you that. If every time I see or hear his name, that's what I think of. She sells seashells by the sea shack.
That's just, you know, if you want to practice saying words, that's how you
I literally was about to bring that up. I was about to say, you think of that when you see his name? I do every time I see
have to. I have to say it once. It's a tongue twister.
He's a right-handed batter. This isn't a fun at bat. When you're the only one that really hasn't done much with a bat, you don't want to go up there 0-4 and have to face this guy. 0-4 is Marte.
Got a 23 game on base streak on the line here that is the longest going in the National League, dating back to last year too. Really picked it up at the end of last year. That 12-game hitting streak. Didn't really get it going with the bat much until then. And this year has been pretty consistent. He'll be taken care of here, and Cishek with a 1-2-3-8. The hometown kid George Contos coming on. For the Penguins last night, and you know the Flyers are going to want some revenge, and in game 2 tomorrow it'll be the Pens and Flyers, and our coverage begins at 6 o'clock with a special 1-hour pregame show right here on AT&T Sportsnet. See the kid, hat trick.
He's really good.
7 feather. It's a pretty good scouting report there, Ron.
He's really good.
On the UPMC scoreboard here, the Pirates have a 6-1 lead. Fly the W on the shirt of that man right there. That's what the Cubs do when they win, but the Pirates hoping to post a L on the board here today. Sean Rodriguez takes over at second base. It's a double switch. George Contos, the Skokie native, is on. Both here in Chicagoland.
Yep, 5 innings. Pitches to contact. A walk, one punch out.
It is college ball at nearby Northwestern. There's a Bucco fan.
Thought it was going to be warm today.
Collecting his winnings. I bet you $1 they win this series.
It took me a while, by the way, to get that T-shirt. Fly the W.
Yeah, you Darvish.
Took me a minute.
Yeah, right. 2 you Darvishes. Yeah. Pretty clever.
That is.
Ian Happ got underneath it. Rodriguez is already stationed out there in short right. Happ is gone. And Contos went to Northwestern. His grandfather moved from Greece and became a custodian at Northwestern University. And so, you know, employees get a little help on tuition. That helped Contos, who eventually worked his way onto playing college baseball and getting some help in a scholarship. A lot of time college baseball players don't get a full scholarship, partial or none, but eventually did so. And Contos never won 5 games. He never had an ERA below 5 for a Big Ten team, but was a 5th round pick by the Yankees because of the potential that he had, and obviously made his way to the major leagues. And Robbie and Smikowski detailing all the great memories Contos had here as he nips Bryant with the pitch. First time that he had witnessed a Cubs opening day was as a visiting player lining up on the chalk line.
It's kind of weird opening day here. I mean, it was cold, obviously. A lot of people didn't bother to show up. I mean, last year opening up in Boston, pretty festive. Didn't seem as festive here.
I think it, you know, both here and in Detroit to open the season, 2 places that really revere opening day. Both were postponed, and you know, people come from all over Michigan and northern Ohio and Detroit. People come from all over northern Indiana here, southern Wisconsin, all around Chicagoland. They come in on a Monday afternoon or Monday morning and afternoon to the pageantry, everybody having some fun, and then there's no game.
Yeah.
Well, okay, well, come back tomorrow. Well, no, I got to work, or I got school, or you know, and so I think that put a bit of a dulling effect on it. Can't turn 2 on that. And so Schwarber will get another chance here in the 8th. Yeah, Mercer had to field that ball and then try to come down on the bag, which is no easy task with a runner coming towards your feet.
And then there's always a little bit of hesitation. Well, I wouldn't say always, but most of the time there's a little hesitation when you're throwing to a pitcher that's on the move for the most part. Very few pitchers get over there and are set up by the time the shortstop's returning that throw to first base. And so there was a little hesitation. I guess one to look down, peek at the bag, and to make sure that George Contos was going to get over there, get set up.
Second time today that Bryant has been forced at second on a throw from Bell to Mercer. He's got some work on that. Schwarber has the only Cubs run today. He homered to cap an 8-pitch at bat in the 4th inning. Behind a dangerous hitter, 2-0. He had a hard grounder right up the third baseline. It hit the bag for a double this last time. Slams this one, but foul. I'll take that. Thank you. Yeah, you get a moment of glory and then you give it to a kid. Nicely done, sir. And Schwarber does it again.
It's the third time this series he's hit a ground ball through the left side. And yeah, again, I think he's seeing the ball extremely well. Pretty much locked in. It's a good time to get out of town with Baez hot. Schwarber appears to be getting hot.
Two guys that got off to cold starts too, so
yep.
You know they're going to come around. 3-hit day for Kyle Schwarber is half the Cubs hits. Tommy La Stella pinch hitting for Cishek. Most used pinch hitter. Well, Clint Hurdle wants to get out of here with a series victory and no drama in the later innings. Seen too much of that. Felipe Vasquez, the closer. Not messing around with a 5-run lead.
No, just in case.
Buttoning it up and head down to Miami with a series win. Pirates have not lost a series this year. Swept the Tigers. Split with the Twins. And then took 3 out of 4 from the Reds. And if they can win today, would take 2 out of 3 here in Chicago. And it would be the first time for the Pirates since 1992 that they have won or tied the first 4 series of the season. That was the last time the Pirates won the division. Now 2-2 on La Stella. It has gotten much colder here. It was 74 at first pitch. The wind has shifted from blowing out to blowing in. Victor Caratini on deck. Rodriguez, the defensive replacement, gets the final out. 9th inning coming up from Chicago. Pirates leading 6-1. off to Miami to open a 3-game series against the Marlins. We'll have game 2 of this series for you right here on AT Sportsnet when Jameson Taillon will make his first start since that complete game 1 hit shutout of the Reds. And join us on Saturday at 6:30 for Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason. Jameson Taillon, the reigning National League Player of the Week. Pirates trying for a series win here in Chicago, up 5 here in the 9th. Very talented Carl Edwards Jr.
180 ERA to start his season in just 5 appearances. He is very talented. I'll agree there. I mean, this guy, I don't imagine it's a comfortable at bat, especially for a right-handed batter. Throws hard, good breaking ball.
Yeah, only thing with him is the walks. That comes down a little bit, he'll be unstoppable. Cubs have a good bullpen, but the Pirates getting to them today. 4 runs across in the 7th off Justin Wilson. 4 home runs today for the Pirates. Adam Frazier with one of those, and it out to left center. He finishes 2 for 5 today.
Maybe he might not be finished.
No, he's out of the game.
Oh yeah, he's finished. He's done. Never mind. Thinking all you do is bring up 7 batters, but yeah.
I wasn't being pessimistic.
Boy.
He gets to enjoy the rest of this one. Watch his teammates continue to work.
Yeah, I figure you have a pretty good day offensively when you are taken out of the game early and still had 5 plate appearances. That's pretty good.
And as you observed, all leading off the inning. That doesn't happen very often. And Gregory Polanco, a pair of home runs today. David Freese even homered yesterday in his start. I caught a piece of Caratini.
Right off the chin of that goalie mask. Yeah, we thought with the wind blowing out when we got here that there'd be some home runs hit, but most of them came after the wind turned around.
Yeah. Really, the wind only drastically affecting, I think, 1 ball today. That was the Cervelli triple.
Yeah.
Nice little breaking ball from Carl Edwards Jr. 48th round pick out of Prosperity, South Carolina. Did you think today when the game began that we'd see pitchers blowing into their hands as Edwards was just doing?
That's what I mean.
It was 74 at first pitch. And we thought, hooray, finally, spring.
Yep.
And some warmth. And Dickerson gets a chance to extend the hitting streak with a 5th plate appearance.
We'll definitely enjoy the weather the next few days.
Hey, why not? It's a day for short sleeves, right? 74 shorts. Well, things have changed quickly. The ski jumping team are preparing for the snow showers. It'll be here before you know. They threw out a first pitch before the game today. They're dressed for the weather.
Daredevils.
That's some serious stuff.
Yeah.
Dickerson officially 0 for 2, but those 2 walks today, the first 2 walks this season.
Is or was there a picture up here in the hallway of ski jumping here at Wrigley Field?
I believe so. That sounds right.
Yeah, they set up a big ramp. I don't know how long ago.
Conflicted there. See if Dickerson can make it 7 games in a row with a hit. Got the day off yesterday.
We're told that they had ski jumping here at Wrigley in January of 1944.
Just amazing what these brick walls have seen. Hannes Wagner played here.
Yeah.
When you think about how long ago baseball was played here. These folks have seen a lot through the years. Those who have twirled the turnstiles now moving through the scanners.
Those tunnels. I mean, I always felt that that was the neatest thing about Wrigley Field is the maze of tunnels from the clubhouse to the dugout, and thinking of the guys and all the greats and the different players that have walked through those same tunnels, and now they're gone. They're gone.
And they've changed through the years prior to that too. Dickerson will extend the hitting streak, and he's trying for 2. Yeah. And he'll extend that into a double. He's a great hitter.
He can hit. He can hit. I tell you what, that's something else. And again, Carl Edwards is no fun to face, even for a left-handed hitter. And he works a count full, gets a fastball, and just shuts down the swing. You know, we'll see Corey Dickerson with a leg kick. We saw Corey Dickerson with a leg kick earlier, and with 2 strikes, just feet are spread wide, no stride, fastball up and away, and he just puts it in play.
Been able to stay on the base too, with Zobrist falling into him. 6th double already for Dickerson. On the 7-game hitting streak, 13 hits, 8 for extra bases. It's a good stretch.
Yeah. And I like the way he goes. He's old school. He plays hard. He's thinking double. As soon as that ball's in play, he don't care what the score is. You know, he's going to put pressure on you. And he's going to try to take the extra base.
We've seen that several times already this year.
And
in the field, charges balls, gets it in quickly out there and left.
And too often we see in baseball these days where a guy hits a ball and just assumes it's a base hit, or, you know, doesn't want to put pressure on the defense, try to extend it, try to get the extra base.
Out to Bryant. A 2 for 5 day for Cervelli. Dickerson still at second. Oh, what a great pickup. You got Clay Holmes joining Felipe Vasquez now. 5-run advantage. Vasquez a 4-out save in the opener of this series on Tuesday. Holmes hasn't pitched in a while. Moran today, a base hit his last time, 1 out of 3. Pirates, if they hold on to today, will move to 9-3. take a series against the Cubs early in the season in Chicago.
Colin Moran, another nice addition along with Corey Dickerson, and just comes up there, gives you a professional at bat. It's just seems like every pitch just locked in.
Doesn't give away at bats.
Nope.
And that's remarkable too for a young hitter to really have that kind of discipline.
He has such an advanced approach.
And he'll work a walk. Pirates have drawn 7 walks today. And the road ahead against the Marlins, the 3-9 Marlins. Cool against Dylan Peters with an ERA over 9. That'll be on MLB Network. And then Jamison Town against Trevor Richards, an ERA over 8. And then Ivan Nova against the Marlins opening day starter Jose Ureña with an ERA over 5. That's on Sunday afternoon. Pirates down in Miami. When you look at what the Pirates have done this season, there's a couple of those starters. They've had some of the teams that are projected to not fare well this season. They have handled them very well. And the teams that made the postseason last year, the Cubs and the Twins, if they win today, they'll have gone 3-2 against those 2 clubs. If you're splitting and winning series all the time, now you can't do that all year, but if you're doing that just about all the time, well then,
yeah, you're going to have a good record.
it's going to end up shaking out. So
you're going to stay on top of the flagpole here at Wrigley.
And Dickerson very alertly moving to third. Underscoring what you were saying earlier about Dickerson.
Yeah. Every pitch he's ready. Colin Moran, that's kind of a tough position to be in over at first base. The ball didn't kick that far away, and if you don't get a good jump following that runner taking off for third, you're better off just shutting it down.
Easier read from the guy at second, right? He can see straight on how far it gets away.
Well, it's not so much that as it is making sure that that runner goes. I mean, you go and if Corey Dickerson takes a step or 2 and thinks better of it, and you're at first and you start towards second, you get into a pickle. You got to make sure he goes. But all moot.
Pirates take a 5-run lead to the bottom of the 9th. Six. Yeah, the Cubs. A solo home run by Schwarber in the 4th. Skip school to watch the Cubs today. Well, the Pirates, sorry to spoil it for you, but still beats math homework.
Yeah.
Got to bundle up. Temperature has dipped, I believe, into the 40s now after it being in the mid-70s when we started here today. Happy birthday, Gina. A nightmare on now for the Pirates.
Felipe Vasquez, a non-save situation. This will be his 6th appearance. 7.20 ERA, 1 bat outing. An opening series has that ERA there. Opponents hitting just .211 against him. Happy early birthday to Adam Elmore, by the way.
Yes. Happy birthday, and there he is. No, that's not him. Happy birthday tomorrow. We'll be on MLB Network tomorrow. Well, we won't be. The game will be for you. So I don't get his birthday off. Caratini, Baez, Hayward due up for Chicago. Trying to pin down the series victory. Which I don't know about you, but you know, I mean, to try to capture some of that optimism here early in the season, I think it's an important statement to win a series in Chicago. They're the gold standard right now in the division coming into this season.
Oh, no question. You know, there's some people out there, some naysayers that think, well, the Pirates are off to a good start, but who'd they play? You know, the players, they know that they can play with anybody, and they're confident they can come in here and beat the Cubs. But there's a lot of people out there that maybe think, well, Tigers aren't very good, the Reds aren't very good. Wait till they go to Chicago. Well,
so far so good here.
Yeah, coaching staff, they know that they have a talented group here, and that they can go out and play with anybody. And they're having a lot of fun doing it. Working hard. Enjoying each other. Spending a lot of time with one another. Communicating a whole bunch. And then in the offense, just the carryover from spring training. You know, we always say take the numbers with a grain of salt. Oh,
what a play by Sean Rodriguez. And they double off Caratini. What a play by Sean Rodriguez.
A play. That is some kind of special right there. I didn't think he had a chance at this ball. I mean, he is so quick for a guy that isn't fast. The jump, look, he was already moving in that direction. And that's another thing about a guy like Sean Rodriguez, the anticipation. He knew that pitch was going to be away, a fastball away, so the probability of that ball going in that direction.
Son of a baseball manager and coach, right?
Yeah. And he doesn't shift early enough to where the hitter can see, because sometimes you can give the hitter, tip a hitter off of what pitch is coming if you start moving early. But as Felipe was delivering the pitch, you saw Sean take like a half a step to his left, which allows him to get to it. Look at him, that little half step. Without that half step, that anticipation, that ball's in right field.
Great baseball instincts. Glenn will put him in the game as a defensive replacement. And Hayward into the Chicago sky. And that's it. The Pirates have taken the series from the Cubs. And for the first time since '92, the Pirates have won or tied the first 4 series of the season. And they'll take a 9-3 record down to Miami.
Boy, and it just effortless today too. I mean, a great job from Trevor Williams, but you know, the Pirates kept putting pressure on Kyle Hendricks, the home run by Polanco there in the first. Then they had runners on in the second and third. Hendricks able to wiggle out. Then Frazier the home run, and then the insurance off the Cubs bullpen, Justin Wilson. And you know, they did it with defense, they did it with pitching, they did it with timely hitting, and it's kind of been what we've been seeing since opening day in Detroit.
And the Pirates winning in a variety of ways. They're winning. They're 9-3, and they got a lot to talk about in this one. So let's go back to the studios with Rob and Michael.